Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It is 3:36 p.m. We are now calling the Joint Budget and Finance Committee meeting and committee the whole meeting to order. It is Monday, July 22nd. Wardeen, I'm sorry, not Wardeen.
That's okay.
Madam Pro Tem, have you had a chance to look at the minutes from the
Yes,
last
I
meeting?
have. I'd like to move for approval of the minutes of July 8th, 2024.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The minutes have passed. Next is consideration of the consent agenda. Madam Pro Tem, do you have any items you'd like to place on consent?
Yes, Madam Chair, here's the items I'm requesting considered for consent. Item number 4 and 5 on page 1. Item 7 on page 2. Item 9 and 10 on page 3. Item 13 on page 4. Item 14 on page 5. And item 18 on page 6.
Okay, and then we got a note that OCA would like to remove item 19. Okay, so that was those are items 4, 5 on page 1, item 7 on page 2, items 9 and 10 on page 3, item 13 on page 4, item 14 on page 5, and item 18 on page 6.
Yes, Madam Chair, I move that we accept those items for consent.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The consent agenda has passed. If your item is placed on consent, enjoy the rest of this lovely afternoon. Otherwise, the first item is item number 6. Do you want to bring 6, 8, and 11
Yes.
up? Okay. Item 6, this is for a Get to Know Your Neighbor Day on August 3rd at Eastlake Park, the Zion City Neighborhood Association. Then item 8 is, and that's with THS Productions. Then item 8 is a contract with Oscar Wilson, and this is for Kilo Springs Neighborhood Get to Know Your Neighbor Day on September 7th at 1041 5 Mile Road. And then item 11 is with Forrest Hardy, also known as Bad Boy Butch Entertainment, and this is for Central Park Neighborhood Association's Fund Day or 5 Points West Community Fund Day on August 10th. And this is located at 4700 Terrace Q, Inslee.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for consideration of those 3 items do have one question, so we can get the questions out.
Second, okay.
All right, thank you. The question regards each of these items, 6, 8, and 11, are expenditures for Get to Know Your Neighborhood Day. And there was just a question around, I know in the past, we received some communication that we were trying to go to a community fund day effort, and just wanted to find out where are we with that effort, and if these 3 fall within our guidelines.
All right. Good afternoon. Alice Williams, and I serve as Deputy Director of Community Resource Services. Neighborhoods are still allowed to do independent fund days. We've asked them to move towards the community fund days, but some still opt to do the independent ones. Now, we do have, we set deadlines for all of our projects, so if those people have met those deadlines, we go ahead and process it. But there's nothing that says they're required to do community fund day. We just encourage it, and several are deciding to do that.
Thank you. That was just a question that we had from one of our committee members, so thanks for answering that.
So is there going to be a policy put in place where they're going to community days?
Well, it's a resolution that we have, so that'll be totally up to the council.
Okay,
So yes, ma'am.
that was just a question also. Okay, well, there's been a motion and a second. Do you have any more questions? Madam
No,
President?
Madam Chair.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those items pass. Thank you, Alice. Next item is item number 12, and this is for the mayor to expend funds in an amount not to exceed $9,000 for the purchase of a 1 single-face monument sign with brick base to be installed on the public right-of-way or public property in the North Pratt neighborhood.
Move the item.
Second. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Madam Chair, we have Alice Williams coming back to speak
Sorry, Alice, this is your
for
day.
this item as well. I apologize, Alice.
No, you're fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Pro Tem?
Well, yes, there was just a question related to, just wanted to get more information. What is this particular monument sign? Is this just like a regular neighborhood sign?
Yes, ma'am. So we had the original sign, it was damaged, and so they tore it down and voted to allocate for a new one. So this was the one off Pratt Highway near the old elementary school, so they're just replacing that one.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have any questions. Okay. Well, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that item passes. Thank you, Alice. I think that's it for you. And then I'll just bring up items 15 through 17 since they're all related. This is with Johnson Controls. Item 15 is for, to reestablish the existing workstations and add one workstation to the second floor. The annual maintenance service fee is $18,986.70, and the equipment installation and programming is $7,056.60. Then item number 16 is for Johnson Controls to upgrade the software to reestablish software for those existing workstations and for each recorder in City Hall. Then, and then item 17, Johnson Controls Incorporated to provide 6 car access controls, equipment installation, and programming for the Office of City Attorney on the 6th and 7th floors.
Move the items.
Second. Okay.
All right, the questions that centered around these particular items, there were just a couple of questions from some committee members regarding just what's going on here, because you're stating that you're reestablishing and adding workstations.
Yes.
And you're removing some workstations. So we just wanted to get some clarity on, is this for efficiency, you're adding additional workstations? Just what's going on here.
Okay, we're gonna have Director Bell, come and speak to these 3 items for you.
Hello, Denise Bell, Service Director of Capital Projects.
Hi.
So for item 15 specifically, that is City Hall cameras throughout the city. So the word workstations got you tripped up. That's just the terminology that's used, but those are cameras throughout City Hall, basically.
Okay, and since these are cameras, and this, I realize now this is for security installation and monitoring.
Yes.
We are told one time that we didn't have to bid these out, and so if that is accurate, how do we determine the best company that could do the work for us?
So basically, the existing equipment is owned by Johnson Controls, so it's proprietary equipment. So we do usually go back with that vendor,
Okay.
basically.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any questions.
Thank you. And then on the other 2 items, I'm sorry, I got,
Okay, so the first one, 15 is the actual cameras, 16 is the software upgrade for those cameras throughout City Hall, and 17 is a new installation for 6th and 7th floor for controls, access controls, and equipment for legal, Office of City Attorney.
okay, thank you. Those are all the questions I had, Madam Chair.
I don't have any questions. Okay. Well, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those items pass. I think that's the end. The next Budget and Finance Committee meeting will be on Monday, August 12th at 3:30 p.m. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.